Hi there, you're listening to What's New Today, a kids podcast on current affairs. This episode is the second half of our conversation related to nutrition and health for school going children. Heads up, you won't hear any of us saying no to Lay's chips or Maggie noodles. We hope to make it a little more interesting than that. Now, as a quick heads up, in the previous part of this conversation, we discussed the news story relating to why Bournvita, Complan, and other malted drinks have been asked to withdraw their label health drink. If you'd like to hear more about this, please just scroll down wherever you're listening to this podcast. I'm sure you'll find that episode. Now, as part of this conversation, to discuss the news story as well as other aspects of child nutrition, I was joined by two young kids and a communications expert.
Hi, my name is Naira Maheshwari. I'm a 10-year-old from Mumbai. I'm an avid reader and I'm very excited to be on this podcast today.
Welcome back, Naira. We're also very excited to have you on this podcast today.
I'm so honored to be able to introduce myself. I am Shambhavi Nautya, and I'm so happy to be in the company of all of you. I am in 10th standard and I live in Delhi.
Welcome back, Shambhavi. I can see you've shed your British accent for today's episode. It's going to be an Indian accent.
Right.
Wonderful.
So hello everyone, Naira, Shambhavi, and thank you Sangeeta for having me over. I'm really excited, especially because it's a kids podcast and there are kids around. So the three reasons why I'm here and why Sangeeta has called me as an expert here. Number one, we're talking about child obesity, health drinks, body shaming, bullying. All these subject areas are very close to me because one, I'm a qualified food technologist. I'm also the CEO of a food brand called Dhampur Green in India. I'm a trained communication skills coach. So I've been teaching, training on communication skills everywhere for the last 2 decades. And number three, I'm a mom. I've worked with children for over 20 years. So this is a lovely place to be in.
Welcome, Sarika. I'm really excited to have you in this podcast. Naira and Shambhavi, what questions do you have?
Mom, is it true that a good diet can heal the skin and the hair?
Okay, while I'm not really qualified to answer that, not being a dermatologist, but okay, let me answer it this way. You put oil in your hair, okay, thinking that this oil is going to do good to my hair. But internally, you're not eating enough protein because hair is all protein. Internally, your body is lacking in zinc and protein, which is great for your hair. So do you think putting that oil alone is going to help? It's not, right? So what we are trying to, with this simple example, what we understand is that unless and until we nourish the body with the right nutrients, we can't expect the results. So whether it is skin or hair or anything, whether you're talking about height, strong bones, like you questioned about skin and beauty, until and unless we feed the body with the right nutrients, with a healthy, really healthy diet, we'll not be able to achieve the result that we're targeting. And once you cleanse your system, once you detox, get rid of all the extraneous components which are not needed by the body, I'm sure you'll glow like you're already doing right now.
Shambhavi, I think you got an answer and a compliment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
What should we mainly eat pre-workout and post-workout if you're going to do a big physical activities like athletics, so we're running and jumping?
Okay, that's a smart one. And I'm going to answer this using what my fitness trainer taught me about. Okay, so I work out in the morning, and my fitness trainer was very happy that I come empty stomach before the workout. So ideally, she says you do not have anything before a workout so that you burn more, body is able to burn more than what it otherwise would. But if a child is going, I would say you should have something. You should not go empty stomach. Maybe you have some nuts, some almonds, a banana, or something which gives you enough strength and energy to pull through your
Like
workout. But don't eat anything heavy. Don't eat
any
anything.
food.
You can have any fruit, something which will give you some energy so that you're able to last that workout. But after you worked out, please
And
go take a nice shower and eat.
after our workout, can we have our normal meal that consists of dal, chawal, roti, sabzi?
Of course, you can have, but are you going to have that as for breakfast? Generally, you work out in the day or you work out.
I work out 7:30 to 8:30.
Wow, that's a nice
So
time to work out.
Naira, most people are going to assume you are 65 years of age because you're talking about words like workout, and then you say, I work out between 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning. Most children will say, I wake up at 7 o'clock, I brush and I go to school at 7:30. No child is going to say, work out between 7:30 and 8:30. Yeah, so let's clarify.
She's an ideal package. She's a package which talks, which knows the energy drinks, which knows the workout system, and she needs good tips. And Shambhavi too, she needs all the beauty tips. So these kids are very wise and
Yeah,
I also have two other questions other than that. Okay, so milk, should we limit milk or should we have it like at a specific time or should we not drink milk absolutely?
it's a very good question, very interesting question. Naira, if you ask me, I don't drink milk. I've never had milk. I was always anti-milk as a child, and I've grown up pretty fine. So that means even if you don't drink milk, you still survive, okay? And you'd survive fairly well. Having said that, I know people who have their morning milk and evening milk. They can't not have it. So again, they're doing very well. So, and there are some people to whom dairy doesn't suit, so they cannot have milk. It doesn't work for their system. They're either lactose intolerant or something like that. So obviously they need to have a restricted diet. But other than that, milk, as long as you're having fresh, clean, hygienic milk, it's just like any drink that you're having. There's no thumb rule which says it is the best food in the world or it is the worst food in the world. Each to his own, it's just like a drink and should be treated just like a drink.
But I am now confused. My trainer is saying that you should absolutely not have milk.
No, I don't think there's anything negative or positive about it. Like I said, just treat it like a drink, any normal drink. Sometimes some things suit you. What suits A suits does not suit B. What suits B does not suit A. So and there's a very interesting book. It's called Eat Right for Your Type, the numeric 4, which is basically a research-based book, very easy to understand. So you can also refer to it since you're referring to a lot of things, which talks about which blood group, what food is ideal for which blood group, what food groups don't work for which blood group. So it's foods based on the blood groups. And it's a great book. So you can see whether, it works for your particular blood group or your particular system. For example, if you go to a restaurant and you've eaten the same food, you've gone, all family of 4 or 5 have gone and eaten the same food. One person comes back home with a stomach ache. The rest of the people are fine. That means that food was not working for that particular person. So obviously, there's no one size fits all. So while your trainer may have her own reason saying milk is not good, but maybe it's working for you. So why not? Does that
Okay,
clarify your confusion?
yes, now that clarifies my confusion. Can I move on to my second question?
Yes, please. I'm honored.
So, as I am kind of short for my age, I want some recommendations. What should I eat or drink to improve my height?
Okay, this answer is coming to you completely from a mother's point of view, not a professional. Okay. So I have a daughter. She's 5'8", so she's tall. I'm not. Okay. So she's tall, and I believe I have a lot of contribution. That's what I keep telling her, that just because I made you eat a banana every day, you've grown tall. So that's my version of telling her. So maybe banana works. Maybe having good fish oil, uh, you know, uh, fish oil capsules or something, which are great for your immunity, so that you don't fall sick often. See, what you need to do along with eating healthy, working out, whatever, is that you need to strengthen your immunity. Because the more you fall sick, the more you fall ill, the less chances of your body to grow. So when you're healthy, when you're fit, when you're not unwell, that means you'll grow taller. Your body will have more chance to recuperate. So eat foods which are uh, building your immunity. And I think banana worked for my child. Yes, Shambhavi.
Can we have vitamin E oil supplements without any prescription for like increasing our height?
See, vitamin A, D, E, K are fat soluble vitamins. So whenever you're having them, you need to have it with some salt, some fat, which means you have it with milk, or you have it with something which has some certain element of fat in it. So I ideally, if I say that any kind of supplements, take advice from your medical practitioner. They have spent years becoming the doctors that they are. They're far more qualified than our understanding from the internet what works, what doesn't. Because these days, when we go to a doctor, we go and tell him, no, I have this symptom, and I Googled and I found that I have, this problem. So we go with half the diagnosis also, and they all get very annoyed that please trust us. And I would recommend trust the practitioner with what he says. He would have analyzed your blood profile, figured out what you're lacking in, what is in excess, because sometimes excess of certain vitamins, nutrients, minerals is also counterproductive.
And ma'am, what about the height supplements such as Glitzo, which are
Any supplement. I would say any supplement. If you're having a food, like I said, you have a banana, or you have egg, or you have, if you're having any food you and I can still understand. We can try it out, see if it works for our system. But any kind of anything which comes packaged in a blister pack with from a pharma company or a food company which says that we have XYZ ingredients in it, please use it only after consulting a certified medical practitioner. Whether it's a dietitian or it's a nutritionist or it's a doctor, don't have it over the counter. At least I would not have it over the counter unless and until I'm too sure about it. Certain things like vitamin C or something just to build an immunity, you can have on and off.
and ma'am, I wanted to ask, how often can we have junk food?
Per
But
month.
So I think this question, a lot of dietitians will be very excited to answer. And from that perspective, they have what is called a cheat day. So, you have that one cheat day in the
One
week.
minute. I saw Naira's hand going up. You know the word cheat day also, Naira.
Yeah. She's
Your
beyond
expected age
85
is not,
now.
yeah, you're beyond 85.
I read in an article about I had to do the school project on the food we eat, human body. So in that we had to find about different sports persons sports person's diet and all. So there I saw about cheat days. Like Jasprit Bumrah likes to have chicken biryani for his cheat day.
Do you know how okay, since you are now officially wiser than an 85-year-old, do you know how often Virat Kohli has his cheat day? Do you know?
No, I didn't get Virat Kohli.
I
I got
in,
Jasprit Bumrah.
I heard his interview, heard him and Shah Rukh Khan one day in their interviews, and Virat Kohli says, "I never cheat." He says, "I've never cheated when it comes to food." And Shah Rukh Khan, he says, he specified that, okay, I have this in the morning and I have this, I have 2 meals in the day. So he has a lunch and a dinner, and he says, this is what I eat. And I eat it today, tomorrow, day after, next day. Yeah, I eat the same thing, same thing. I thought that was very boring. But yeah, it's their own discipline.
This year's Olympic gold medal winner in male tennis was Djokovic. Djokovic also said, I understand food is a fuel. Food is not something that these sports people eat because their taste buds love them. Now, we all don't have to pretend and act just like a Virat Kohli or a Djokovic or a Sunil Chhetri or a Shah Rukh Khan. We don't have to be, but I'm just telling you what these people do. These people treat food like a fuel to the body. That's it. Djokovic is a vegan. He has a strictly plant based diet, and he says that works for my body. It gives me the fuel for me to perform extremely well on the tennis court. So he follows a plant based diet, and that works well for him. Sunil Chhetri also. Sunil Chhetri, the one of India's greatest footballers ever. He has also said, for me, food is fuel. They don't treat like, oh, today mama's giving me extra 20 rupees. I'm going to go and get a packet of Lay's chips. Those ideas don't cross their mind at all.
When I Googled this sort, Virat Kohli's cheat food, but it is showing a full list of cheat food, which is kind of healthy also. It's like lassi, biscuit pudding, rajma chawal, paneer patty, gulab jamun.
This must be his wish list. Looking at him, it doesn't seem like he's having all these. I think he's only feasting, just writing this and just feeling that, okay, Rajma ka ye taste hoga. So,
We all know Virat Kohli's most most known cheat food is chole bhature.
okay, let's go and check with him only. Sangeeta, you need
No,
to call Virat Kohli and we need to get it straight out of the horse's mouth and figure out whether, what is this cheating all about? How do
Yeah.
you still maintain that fit body with the chole bhature going into the system?
Yeah, Virat Kohli, if you're hearing, please answer Naira's question. Do you ever cheat? All right. Yeah, sorry, Shambhavi, did we answer your question? How often can we have junk food? That was the question.
Yes, ma'am.
So the super fit people in the world, the answer is never. For the rest of the world, I will let Sarika answer.
There is no rule for these things. This is all discipline. It's how you discipline yourself, how much leeway you want to give yourself. I know it's a politically correct answer, but that's what it is. See, what happens is that once you see the impacts of cheating more, you'll feel, oh no, I shouldn't have done this. But until you see that you do it and you realize it yourself, you'll not follow that discipline yourself automatically. And then you'll yourself come and say, no, 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 I can't have it. Okay, I'll taste little bit, but I'll not fill my stomach with it. So that's a smart way to do it. You're going with your friends or somewhere, you fill your stomach and go, so that whatever you eat extra, you eat less of that and you don't indulge filling your stomach with it. So there are ways and means how to control it. I'm not saying go on, things like intermittent fasting, go on things like, all the fads that are happening these days. Forget about just cheat meals, but discipline yourself your own way, something which is sustainable, something which can last, and something which you're able to do yourself without anybody else checking you. Because cheating is something you are doing in front of you, right? So be sure that you are able to discipline yourself.
Okay, I have one last question.
Okay. I love your questions. Go ahead.
So I'm saying that I've seen the labels, as you said, that we should see the labels, and it's like there is palm oil mentioned on almost every oily food that I eat. Why is it so bad for us, and why does it lead to bed rest for 1
Sorry,
week?
I missed the second part of your question. Why does it?
Why does it always lead to staying on the bed for so much time and not being able to get up?
Who told you
Ah,
that having palm oil will mean you'll have to stay in bed?
Means you will have to get sick. I mean, you will get sick.
is it only palm oil or is it any oil?
Mostly any oil, but I mean any oil, but mostly palm oil. Why mostly palm oil?
So there are lot of stories which have come up for palm oil, for rice bran oil, for corn oil. But the baseline is that too much of oil is not required by us. We need only a certain amount should be enough to grease our to lubricate our joints. That's all we need the oil for to absorb certain vitamins, that is the ADEK. Other than that, our body does not need the extra sugar, it does not need the extra oil, which we keep pumping because it's the tasty foods which have all this the extra oils. Because the sugary snacks, the fried foods that we keep having, they keep giving us the high density calories, which eventually cause us or everything from diabetes to cancers of the world. And that's what we need to watch. So one oil is not really your culprit. Like you mentioned, palm oil, there are all these new generation oils which have come up. There is avocado oil, there's olive oil, maybe there are so many types of olive oils. So what I'm trying to say is whatever you with use it like a miser. Use whatever is necessary, whether it's in cooking or it's in your eating. I mean, you're not cooking, but in the home cooking, whatever you're eating, make sure you're eating it conservatively and not going overboard with it. As long as you have things in moderation, you'll be fine. Your fitness trainer will also be happy because you're already working out from 7:30 to 8:30.
Shambhavi and Naira, any more questions?
No, ma'am.
No.
I know food is a very interesting topic. And as children, we are always wondering, how tall am I going to be? Am I going to be able to play this particular sport at, the best possible level? Will I look good, which means will my weight be okay?
Yes.
What's the one big takeaway you will have at the end of this podcast?
I think my biggest takeaway from this was that everything matters from person to person, and that we need to try things on our diet in order to actually get to know what works out for us. That we should also listen to our medical practitioners.
My biggest takeaway was nothing. Everything I learned today from Sarika ma'am and Sangeeta ma'am was just great.
I have a very big takeaway today. I think the future of our country is bright because our children are very wise and they are on the right track. They've started questioning, if you're asking the right questions and finding meaningful answers, that means future of India is bright. So that's my biggest takeaway, and comes at a great time when we are so close to the Independence Day. Kudos to India.
I completely agree with you. So my big takeaway is I'm very happy that I host a kids podcast because it allows me to hang out with 1,000-year-old wise people like Shambhavi and Naira. So which means my average wisdom age has also been going up thanks to my interaction with people like you. But that said, Sarika, I really, really, really must thank you for taking your time out, joining us for this podcast recording. To all of our listeners, in case you have any further questions for Sarika or for Naira or for Shambhavi, please send me an email at hello@wsnt.in. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.